Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have a little bit of somewhat kind of sad news going on as of today, where it does kind of seem like Sony themselves have basically went and scammed out probably around a few million folks out there that will be going and buying and getting this brand new upcoming game, Horizon Forbidden West. And it's kind of somewhat a little more on the tilting side for me. It's not the biggest deal preemptively. I just want to let you guys know, sometimes you have a title like that, and it's a little bit more on the scarier, kind of like, hyper fixation side. But it is kind of sucky. It's not my favorite thing to get to go report on. I did try my best, and you guys can probably even vouch. I made a few videos on this and even mentioned up on Twitter, my Twitch stream, and everything else. And I just wanted people to go and save some money. But sadly, maybe just people don't want to go through the effort. Maybe they didn't maybe even know. And as well, Sony kind of won this random little somewhat schemy marketing scheme. So you guys probably get what I'm saying if you guys don't know what I'm getting into in like a second. But as well, before you guys fully go dive in the video itself, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console controller, and as well, the Amazon Deluxe pack is actually down below too. I'll maybe put a link for that down below in case you want to go check it out and see. If it's out of stock, then whatever, but also the Twitter and Twitch room down below, and the Weeble and Coinbase if you guys want to sign on up. And let's go and talk about how basically Sony kind of scammed a lot of folks. Now, I want to go and reiterate once again, scammed is kind of a little bit maybe of a harsher word. I just don't necessarily know a better word for it. But if you guys did not know, when it comes to the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, I made quite a few videos on it because it was basically a really easy way to save money. If you guys bought the PlayStation 4 version of Horizon Forbidden West for the extra $10 off, you basically was included officially day one the PlayStation 5 digital upgrade. And it was the same thing too as well if you had the PlayStation 4 disc. If you put in the PlayStation 4 disc into your console, that means you also had a free chance for a PlayStation 5 upgrade. Literally day one, literally the same exact thing. You could literally go and save the $10. And for me, when I went and bought it myself, I bought it on my PlayStation 5 and they had the option, let me just go and download both. I bought the PS4 version and I was able to digitally go and download either or. I did not even go and buy the PS4 or I didn't even download the PS4 version. Literally just went and downloaded the PS5 version off that same button. Literally all I did was take me one more click and literally just moving my PS5 controller down one button, and I was able to go and save $10. Super easy, super not a big deal. But the one big struggle is the fact of if you guys are on the PS5, it automatically defaults into the PS5 version, which I mean kind of makes sense. You just want to probably more so do the simplicity. It's probably not really good user UI to have them be somewhat confused and maybe playing a previous gen version, and maybe when they launched the PS4 version, maybe it didn't look as good or didn't have as much frames or all that stuff. I mean, I can kind of give them a pass, and it's not like the world's worst scam known to man. We've seen companies do a lot worse throughout all these years. But the one thing I kind of want to go and show up right now is this, and this is why it's somewhat disappointing and why millions of folks are going to get affected by this, especially as time goes on and the game sells more and more copies. Is that officially as of now, with all the resorts coming out, same thing as well with the United States, but apparently in the UK, 70% of boxed Horizon Forbidden West buyers actually paid more money than they needed to. And we're also seeing similar headlines too as well, kind of talk about how the United States and the digital downloads were a very, very large majority of all the games and games purchased, or more on the PS5 pure side, which is basically people having to go pay the extra $10 then they didn't need to. And once again, it was super easy. I try to make videos on it. I tweet about it. I talked about it. I try to give as much warning as I possibly could, whether it's on my Twitch stream and all that stuff. And just still to this day, I mean, not everyone follows me in the PlayStation community, obviously. And it makes me sad because Sony basically just went and swindled everyone for an extra $10. Now, at the end of the day, it's not the biggest deal. $10 is $10, whatever. It's no loss over sleepover for it. But it does make me sad seeing this. So we even have an article over here from PushCore stating, basically, this is why companies are always so cunningly ambiguous, and I agree. It does stink because I feel like if it was a really, really good gesture, and it was meant to be a good one, it kind of originally came out because the PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 was getting kind of somewhat mixed upgrades, where quite a few of them are like, hey, yeah, we'll give you guys a free upgrade. Just wait for it to be updated. We'll have that on the PS5. We just love our fan base. We love our players. Easy peasy. And then some were basically being charged money to go get the upgrades too as well, which I'm kind of okay with them charging money for it. But sometimes there is times where it's like, yeah, all of our games would be PS5 upgrades for free, and then it never happened. So there's a little bit of community backlash. And this was kind of Sony trying to get a little bit of favor. But one thing kind of sucks is that although they are getting favor when they initially like promoted that, this is kind of the end result where a lot of folks are still basically paying the extra money and they're still kind of winning either way. And once again, it's not the biggest deal, but it does kind of make me feel like a little bit meh at the end of the day. So as we're seeing all the early physical sales data for Horizon Forbidden West, that has arrived over in the UK and also similarly in the United States too as well, and is also getting basically confirmed that almost a third of the box sales were on the PlayStation 4. So that basically means that roughly 70% of people pay the extra $10 to own the PlayStation 5 version of the game, despite it literally offering a free upgrade to Sony's previous platform for the lower, cheaper price. And this is also kind of in combination too as well with the digital downloads too, or I'm sure the numbers are very kind of somewhat similar. Now, I do want to say once again, I'm sure some folks that are maybe just not into the gaming scene as much, or maybe they just got their PS5s and just want to enjoy the game. I mean, I get it. Not everyone has the extra like 1 or 2 steps, or not everyone's on Twitter and YouTube all the time. We have a lot of normal folks that just want to play games and they don't care. Like it's like the ignorance is bliss type thing, which is totally fine. $10, €10 for both American and UK people. It's not the biggest deal. It's not the biggest change. It's nothing you should lose sleep over. But it does kind of stink because I feel like Sony, if they just would have went consistent with the $60 price tag on both sides, it would have saved so many people extra money. And as well, a lot of just extra headache, because why do you have to go through this weird kind of convoluted process to go buy the PS4 game just to get the free upgrade, etc., etc. So for this one, as I said, it kind of shows that over 70% of people pay the extra bit of money when it comes to the game, and I'm sure a lot of folks are doing the same thing with the digital side. So basically, there's literally, like, and I kind of agree on this, is why I kept on pushing for it. There is literally no real advantage to buying the $70 physical edition too as well. There literally was no big change. There was no real reason. If I had to go do it again, it literally took me an extra, I think maybe 30 seconds for me to go and save $10. And now, I'm not the richest person out there in the entire world, but thankfully I do have a job and I can be able to go and afford $10 if I have to. And even then, I would still go do the same thing over and over and over again because it was so easy. Literally, just like I said, it was just an option to go and pick and choose between which one I want to go and download. So I just chose the PS5 version, and I have been good and set to go since then. And that's why it's somewhat kind of weird. Especially because a lot of folks are also even saying and arguing that the pre-PS4 to PS5 upgrade process that Sony provides isn't even technically like reliable. It's also annoyingly installing the PS4 data when it's not needed to as well. And it's also more in regards like the firmware flaw that the company should really have solved by now, and also $10 kind of seems like a high price for potential inconveniences. But like I said, at least for me, there was pretty much no major inconvenience. Though I do have had issues, I think, when I first got my PS5, and this weird kind of awkward cross-gen. I was already playing Call of Duty when I first got my PS5. For the PS4 version, I didn't even know. I still didn't even know. I had to go just basically go to upgrade to the PS5 version regardless, too. So it's kind of just seems so weird. Because it does well even for like the British folks, and it's also, you can probably just assume on every area, United States, Canada, Japan, Korea, wherever it is, would probably be in the same exact ratio, and probably even higher from folks that just don't necessarily know about all this gaming news. And so basically they just wanted to pay for the extra PS5 version too as well. And even this article, kind of in the same boat as me that I kind of agree on, is we'll literally be saying that PlayStation will be laughing all the way to the bank itself too as well. And although the physical sales have also been gone down to as well, I'm sure probably even more of them are also on the digital side, because if you just launch up your PlayStation 5 and you search in Horizon Forbidden West, it literally just is, like I said, the PlayStation 5 version. You almost have to kind of somewhat find and search out for the PS4 version too as well. So I don't know. I think it's a little bit scummy. You guys can give me your thoughts. I know it's not the biggest deal at the end of the day. I'm sure none of us are going to care about this after like 5 days or so. It's kind of whatever. But that's why I keep on imploring you guys to go buy the PS4 version, especially if you guys are digitally downloading. It takes the extra maybe 1 minute, if that, and you're saving $10. Plus also, if you guys live in a place with sales tax, then you're also losing money off that too as well. It's not a big thing amount, but the more you kind of do this over and over and over throughout your life, it definitely adds up. An extra $10 could literally be like a whole entire month of PS Plus right there, and then you're kind of good to go. But I do kind of feel like it seems kind of scummy that Sony, although they did honor their deal, and people who want to go and have the gusto to look for it, like how I did, they can go and still save the money on it. But the one biggest issue still is the fact of so many millions upon millions of folks will just be straight up buying the PS5 Disc Edition and PS5 Digital Edition with basically no disregard of the fact that they could literally just be buying the PS4 version for literally the same exact thing. Like it literally is the same thing. There's nothing else changed on it. So I'm gonna hope we don't have like a similar kind of crazy issue when it comes to God of War. But man, paying $70 for a game when you could literally be buying it for $60 is kind of just a double whammy, and it kind of stinks that we saw so many folks out there consistently buy the game on there. So kind of give me your thoughts and comments down below. Once again, I want to reiterate, it's not the biggest deal. It's not like I'm going to hate Sony forever for it, although I do kind of wish it was a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more better, and I probably would be giving them a positive video and kind of giving them a really good like thumbs up. Thank you, Sony, for doing this, instead of basically assuming that they just stole probably millions of dollars from all their fans. So like I said, at the end of the day, I'm not losing sleep over it. Horizon's still a game. If you paid the extra little bit of money, it's not the biggest deal. You're probably going to enjoy yourself regardless. I just kind of wish the whole process was a little bit more smoother, a little bit more chiller. So kind of give me your thoughts and comments down below. As well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console, and controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well, linked down below. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $1, get a bunch of free stock, free money, and with that Coinbase too as well. And I'll see you guys all later on throughout today for a bunch more videos. Love you guys.